Hello, in this video we're going to talk about unit conversions. And unit conversions are just a way to transform a number that you have from one unit that you're using to another unit. And this is really helpful in things like science, but we also do it a lot in math. So first I just wanted to explain that there's really two versions of units that you're going to run into when you're doing math or science. The first one is the metric system, or the international system of units. And this is what's primarily used in science. And that has things in it like meters, liters, and other things like that. The things that us in the United States don't really, we're not really familiar with. We don't really use them in everyday life. Meanwhile, over here in the imperial system, we have things like gallons, pounds, things like that. Okay? I'm going to argue here in this video that the metric system is the better system, mostly because the scientific community uses it, but also because the imperial units are really complicated and they're hard to remember. There's all sorts of different numbers that are put into it, whereas the metric system is by factors of 10. The other major difference is that only 3 countries in the world use the imperial system: the United States, Myanmar, and Liberia, and everybody else uses the metric system. So it seems like maybe we should be using that. Anyways, here are some popular conversions that you might do in your math or science class. For one, 1 mile is 5,280 feet, or 1,609.3 meters. 1 yard is 3 feet. 1 foot is 12 inches. And 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Okay? Those are popular conversions that you might have to do in class. Over here, I just wanted to explain how the metric system worked. Everything is on a factor of 10. So for instance, if we were working with meters, right, maybe we were measuring somebody walking or running, how far they went, we would start with maybe meters, maybe that's what we measured in, and if we wanted to convert it to either a smaller unit or a bigger unit, we would just have to multiply or divide by a factor of 10. So for instance, if we were in meters and we wanted to go up to kilometers, well, kilometers have 1,000 meters in them, so if we wanted to go up to kilometers, we would have to divide by 1,000 to go up, right? Or if we wanted to make it centimeters, centimeters are smaller than meters, so we'd have to multiply. Centimeters are by 100, or millimeters, which is by 1,000. Each one of these units has a prefix that means how much you're supposed to multiply by. Right? Milla is 1,000, centa is 100, kilo is 1,000, just depending on which way you're going from the base unit of meters. Okay? You can find a table of all the different metric system units online or in most textbooks. Okay? Finally, I just wanted to do a couple conversions here on the board so you could see my way of doing it. I set them up a little bit differently than some other people do, so I just wanted to show you what that looks like for me. Okay? The first thing I always do is I make a table. And I put the starting value of my conversion in it. So for here I've got 10 miles. Okay? Because I'm going from 10 miles to feet. So I've got my miles right here. I know how many miles I started with. And now if I want to convert from miles to feet, I'm going to place miles on the opposite side of where I already have it, so I can cancel that unit. So in 1 mile, I already learned that's 5,280 feet. So I will put 5,280 feet above it, because it matches up with 1 mile. Okay? Now my miles cancel. And now I'm in feet, which is what I wanted according to my problem. I wanted to go from miles to feet, and I've gotten rid of the mile unit, and I have feet now. So now I know that I can use this table now to multiply or divide my units. So I've got 10 on the top and 5,280 on the top, which means I need to multiply them. So I will do that. I get 5,280 times 10. Let's see, 0, 0, 0, 0. And I end up getting 52,800 feet. Okay? What's nice about the table is sometimes you have to either multiply or divide when you're converting units, and this table allows you to know whether you're multiplying or dividing. If the numbers are on the same level, you multiply them. If they're not, you divide them. So that makes it much simpler. Let's do another one here, except with surface area, or for area. Now we've got something squared. And when you have something, a unit squared, you have to convert it not once, but twice. Because you have 2 meters. Meters by meters, not just meters. So let's set the table up again, like we did the last time. And I start with my 200 meters squared, which is what I wanted to start with. And I'm going to go to inches. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to need to do is convert meters to something that I can convert to inches. And the thing that I know I can convert to inches is centimeters. So I'm going to do that. So for every 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters. And because I'm in area, I have to do it twice. So I'm going to do that a second time. Okay. So now I can cancel my meters. See, I've got 2 meters here and 2 meters there. So now I'm in centimeters squared. And now I need to go to inches squared. So there are 2.54 centimeters in every inch. So I would put 2.54 centimeters on the bottom, 1 inch on the top. And I would do it one more time. And then I could cancel my 2 centimeters I have, and I would be in inches. So now to solve the problem, I would just have to do some multiplication, which I'll do right here on my calculator, because decimals make it a little bit harder to just do quickly on the board here. So let's do it real fast. We've got 200 times 100 times 100. And then because 2.54 is on the bottom, we are going to divide that number twice. And I get, big number, 310,000.62 inches squared. So that's how you do conversions. Remember, when you convert something, you're going to be using either one of these systems, and it is possible to convert in between, like I did here. I went from the metric system to the imperial system. Here are some popular conversions that you might be asked to do in class, okay, or in your homework. And then here, I've got a little bit of an explanation of the metric system, how we have our different prefixes for each unit, and then I did 2 examples here on the board.